Good morning and welcome to GrainTV. My name's Cody Bills and this is Logan Burgess. Today is Tuesday the 17th. In the overnight session we saw corn, beans, and wheat all trade a little bit higher on the heels of a weak WASDE report. Logan, what's going on this morning? Can you explain it? Can you break it down?
Yeah, Cody, last week really did see a really bearish USDA WASDE report come out. Limit down trading for corn on Thursday. We continued selling off into Friday. It seems like we could be seeing a little bit of a bounce on the heels of that, as you were saying. But I think lending support to that is news out of China. Fourth quarter GDP came in around 8.9%. The trade was expecting around 8.7%. China is a large consumer of commodities in general. I think that's really helping out the market here this morning.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, this is a weak growth number. This is one of the weakest we've seen in 10 quarters, I believe. Yeah. Bottom line here, I think not only was it slightly better than expected, but I think that people's perceptions of the way China is going to approach their monetary policy, I think they could be thinking that there could be some easing coming down the road, and I think that's going to help commodities in general across the board. So.
Yeah, certainly. Well, I mean, the Chinese demand for commodities in general is going to be a big factor on the demand side of the equation. Something that's been important to the supply side of the equation here as of late has been the weather in South America. Can you take us through what we're kind of expecting here over the next week? Yeah,
really not a whole lot of a change in terms of our expectations for Argentina. It's going to be dry for the week. There's going to be some hot temperatures down there, but there will be some isolated showers, he said, between Tuesday and Thursday, between 10 to 15 millimeters. Sorry. Bottom line here is by the end of the week, we should actually see potentially a moisture deficit where we just didn't add any kind of moisture to the soil.
Right.
That's going to be that's a bummer, but it's going to add some bids under corn.
Yeah,
sure.
Certainly it could lend a hand to grains here moving forward throughout the week. Let's take a quick look here, Cody, at Fire Tip and see how the trade's doing this morning. You can see corn up 5, kind of backing off the highs that we made in the overnight session. Soybeans up 16, and wheat, both Chicago and Kansas City, kind of hanging in there unchanged. Or up 1. One big thing the trade's going to be watching today is some real weakness out of the dollar index. You can see it's come down about 0.5% here, kind of retesting that 81 level that we've been watching here for a while. The euro currency, or excuse me, the dollar index is a basket of currencies, the largest of which is the euro. Can you kind of take us through some chart landscape here that we're looking at with the euro?
Yeah, we had a downgrade, and I'd have to raise the question. Are we going to see a correction here now that we had that downgrade out of the way? Yeah. If it was, the way I see this is that this is a kind of buy the rumor, sell the news. But in this case, it's short the rumor, cover the news. We've known about these downgrades. We know they were going to happen for a while now, and they happened on Friday. It was just a matter of when. And, of course, we moved lower, but we printed lows, as you can see, and we've been trading higher ever since. My thoughts here is that we're going to see some short covering in the short term. I think that we're going to get some of these auctions out of the way. Italy, Spain. I think they had a lot of debt that they needed to roll over. And I think we're going to get that out of the way, and then we'll probably see a little bit of a rebound for the next couple of weeks or maybe even more. But the bottom line is my overall consensus on the euro is really bearish. I think that they had inflation numbers come out a little bit less than expected. I think that opens the door for them to ease their monetary policy and lower their rates, which would in turn lower their euro relative to the dollar. So I'd say that right now we're going to go through a short-term correction, probably some short covering for the next couple weeks, maybe a little bit longer. But in the longer term, they're going to have to lower rates to try and spur on this economy that's been suffering so much over there.
Certainly. Well, it's going to be a big factor in the grains moving forward is the state of the European Union. We'll keep you posted on that here on GrainTV. Thanks a lot for joining us here this Tuesday morning. Follow us on Facebook. Check us out on Twitter or give us a call here at the office.